It all started in the cold forests of Alaska 12 years ago. Jack Turner, a retired forest ranger, was hiking alone when he heard faint whimpers near a frozen creek. He found a tiny, shivering grizzly cub, no mother in sight, barely breathing. Jack didn't hesitate. He wrapped the cub in his jacket, carried it 5 miles back to his cabin, and made a decision that would change his life. "You're not dying today, not on my watch." He named the bear Bruno. For months, Jack nursed Bruno back to health with goat's milk, fish scraps, and round-the-clock warmth from his fireplace. He expected the cub to leave once healed, but Bruno never did. Bruno grew fast. By year 2, he towered over Jack. But the bond they shared was beyond belief. They played in the snow, swam in the river, and even talked in their own way. Jack whistled. Bruno grunted back. Every day at sunrise, Bruno would nuzzle Jack's porch waiting for breakfast. Every evening they'd sit by the fire, one man, one bear, watching the stars. Jack never kept Bruno in a cage. The bear was free to roam the nearby woods, but always came back. People in town called it madness. "He's still a wild animal," they warned, but Jack would always reply, "Bruno's not wild. He's family." One winter, rumors spread of a dangerous bear spotted near town. Crops were trampled, chicken coops raided. Townsfolk grew angry and afraid. "It's Bruno," they claimed. "That bear has to go." Jack was devastated. He knew Bruno would never harm anyone. But then came the letter from wildlife authorities. The bear must be relocated to a remote sanctuary or euthanized. Jack pleaded, protested, offered to build stronger fences. But the decision was final. "You have 48 hours to say goodbye." That final evening, Jack didn't sleep. He cooked Bruno's favorite meal, salmon and honey, and sat beside him in silence. Tears streamed down his face as Bruno leaned his giant head onto Jack's shoulder, sensing something was wrong. "I don't know if you understand me, boy," Jack whispered, "but they're taking you away, and I don't know if I'll ever see you again." Bruno made a low, mournful sound. Jack stayed with him till sunrise, holding on to the creature who had become his son. The next morning, the truck arrived. Rangers approached with tranquilizers, but Jack refused. "He'll come, if I ask him to." He knelt beside Bruno one last time. "It's time, buddy. You gotta go now." Jack kissed his forehead, whispered something only Bruno could hear, and stepped back. Bruno looked at him, deeply, as if memorizing his face. Then, something unbelievable happened. Bruno stood on his hind legs, placed both paws on Jack's shoulders, and pulled him into a full embrace. Cameras were rolling. Rangers froze. The internet would later call it the hug that shook the world. The video went viral. Millions watched. Man cries saying goodbye to bear. Trending #1 worldwide. News outlets, celebrities, animal rights groups, all demanded action. Emails flooded the sanctuary. "Let Jack visit. Reunite them." 3 weeks later, Jack was invited to visit Bruno's new home. What happened at the reunion was even more shocking. Jack arrived, unsure if Bruno would remember. He stepped into the open enclosure and whistled, just once. Bruno turned, sprinted, and knocked Jack down with affection. The bear hadn't just remembered him. He'd been waiting. Act Now visits Bruno every month. Their story became the subject of documentaries and children's books. A sanctuary named a section after them, Bruno's Bond. Jack gives talks about animal emotion, love, and loyalty. "They say animals don't feel what we do," Jack says, voice cracking. "But if you'd seen what I saw, you'd know that's a lie." Their story is more than viral content. It's a lesson. Love knows no species. Loyalty needs no words. Jack saved Bruno's life once. But in the end, it was Bruno who healed Jack's heart. If this story touched your soul, help us spread it. Like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful human-animal stories. Hit the bell so you never miss a story that could change how you see the world.